This is Julian, and welcome to the third preview video of my new digital program, Transformation Mastery. And in this video here, I want to touch on the general approach of this program, as it's very different than most traditional self-help advice, traditional personal development advice, which you're probably accustomed to. Where right now, if you just Google self-help, any kind of tips, it's all focused on optimizing. It's like, hey, you don't feel happy? Here's this trick on optimizing your happiness. Your life situation sucks? Here are some tips on optimizing that. You want to make more money? You must optimize that. You want to be healthier? Optimize that. Optimize your state. Just optimize everything. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great first step, but there is a second step. And no one knows about this second step, and this is what I want to talk about here. Okay, so view it like this. Most people, unfortunately, are stuck at the bottom. Let's just call this ground zero, where they're assuming scarcity as their default. As we discussed before, if you just stay with yourself, underneath it all, what is your default emotional state? It's probably not a 10 out of 10. For me, it was 3 out of 10, pretty much my entire life. So I was just stuck in that. If I did nothing, I would just fall into scarcity, fall into that 3 out of 10 experience, and it was fucking hell. Okay, and I was just stuck at the bottom, and I had all my excuses. I was like, you know what? I feel 3 out of 10, but it's because of X, Y, Z. It's because of the government. It's because, I grew up in Switzerland. It's because I'm in Switzerland. If I was in America, it'd be different. It's because I don't have money. It's because I don't have the girls, so on and so forth. And this is most people. They're stuck at the bottom. They have their excuses. There's lots of blame. They take on a victim mentality, and that's the reality they live in. Then you find out about personal development, traditional personal development. And that was me back in 2006, finding out about this whole success with women world. I was like, whoa, I don't have to stay stuck here. I can take action and I can work on myself. I can optimize my life situation. I can optimize myself. I can be more confident, more social, so on and so forth. And instead of being stuck down here, you start moving up. Okay, this is traditional self-help. And once again, there's nothing bad about this. It's great to optimize. It's horrible being down here. But what you have to realize is that by optimizing, by running away from, let's just say, that 3 out of 10 baseline, you're keeping it alive. Okay, so let this sink in. By you trying to work on being happy, let's just say, you're reinforcing that by default, you're not happy. By you working on being confident, you're reinforcing that by default, you're not confident. By you working on trying to get to that 10 out of 10 default experience of yourself, default state, if you will, or reach abundance, you're reinforcing that your default is scarcity. So you never get where you want to go. And what I want to introduce here is the second step, and that is, instead of optimizing, you must drop. This is what Transformation Mastery is about. It's not about optimizing scarcity, it's about dropping scarcity. Because by optimizing it, you're keeping the fact that you are coming from scarcity alive. And here's what's scary, and this should be your wake-up call here. By you acting, coming from a place of scarcity, by you acting, coming from that 3 out of 10 experience of yourself, for example, you're investing in it. And you're becoming more and more addicted to it. Okay? If there are two paradigms, there's the scarcity-based paradigm and the abundance-based paradigm. Most people are stuck at the bottom, but let's just say you start optimizing this paradigm. The more you act in it, the more you try to optimize it, the more entrenched you become. It's like fucking quicksand, okay? So usually, if you're stuck at the bottom, you need to optimize a little bit, to have the courage and willingness to drop it. But beyond that, it's actually getting worse, and it's taking you further and further away from your goal. And this is the typical self-help junkie, where it's like, more, must be smarter, must work harder, more optimizing. That person is getting further and further away from the goal. If you have this feeling inside of you where you're constantly running away from something, running towards something else, it's endless. It's like you're tying one of those little tin cans on a rope to your leg and you're running, trying to escape it. It follows you fucking everywhere. The key is to drop the tin can. And this is the approach I take in Transformation Mastery. We get to the cause, I snap you out of this paradigm of scarcity, and you learn how to drop it. You learn the second step to personal development. And it's crazy. It's literally like the overplayed Matrix movie where you're Neo and I'm like snapping you out of the fucking Matrix. You're in the Matrix now. Okay, you're in this world based on scarcity. You can either stay stuck at the bottom of the Matrix, or you can optimize your life in the Matrix. You can optimize yourself in the Matrix, but you're still in the fucking Matrix. Fuck the Matrix. let's unplug. This is the approach I take in Transformation Mastery. There's an inner approach where there are different guided releases that you go through in order to drop this paradigm, and there's also an outer approach to make things go a lot faster. Why not hit it from both angles? And what you'll realize too is that when you snap out of this, and there's no longer that need to run away from scarcity and try to run towards, say, abundance, where you're living a life in reaction to something, you'll finally start acting authentically. Let's just say you take finding your purpose. If you find your purpose, you'll be fulfilled. If you're looking for a purpose to escape scarcity, it's not a real purpose. You're acting out of desperation. It's an escape. Your purpose is in reaction to scarcity. Once you're fine, once you're 10 out of 10, you'll see you'll be inspired to authentically find what your purpose is. Okay? So it's nuanced, it's deep, but this is what's missing in the self-help world. Ground zero is you're stuck in scarcity. Step one is you optimize scarcity, but step two, and this is what Transformation Mastery is about dropping scarcity. First you optimize, but then you have to drop. And right now, if you again are feeling this, I must run towards, I must always improve, no more step one for you. Fuck traditional self-help. If you want to help yourself right now, give up on personal development. Drop it. That's the approach. Okay, so if you want to learn how, if you want to unplug, if you're sick of being stuck in the matrix, click on the link here below. Stop being stuck. And this is, I hope you notice the common theme. You're stuck with that baseline. You're stuck being controlled by your subconscious. You're stuck in this paradigm of scarcity. Enough's enough. Click the link and let's wake up.